Old news, but I missed it apparently. It came out the 21st from one angry gamer. Mortal Kombat 11 coin and gear grinding detailed along with loot box inspired crypt. Now, I'm not going to buy this game for their obvious pandering, their BS, their social justice narrative. They're going full blown woke, as Jax calls it. So, Netherrealm Studios confirmed back in mid-April that Mortal Kombat 11 would not have loot boxes, as reported by PC Invasion, while they expressed that the game would contain time crystals that could be purchased with real money to unlock cosmetics, costumes, poses, intros, outros, and gear pieces. They claimed that you couldn't use real money to pay to win. However, the way Mortal Kombat 11 is structured, the game is built around endless grinding that will surely incentivize players to start looking at spending real money to speed up the process in which to unlock gear and goods for each of the characters in the game. Now, could this be why there's all this pandering going on? Could this be why Jax is talking about, I'm not waiting forever for people to get woke? Could this be why Shao Kahn is talking about making Netherrealm great again as if he were Trump? Could this be why all the women are covered like they're in some damn third world country where women don't have the rights like they do in America? So, I mean, you put it out there. This kind of sounds like the Battlefront 2 controversy. Now, let me continue reading, but I do want to point out that it would make a lot of sense if you're having a very grindy game that's gonna inevitably lead people to pay to get ahead because it just takes too much time to get what you want out of it. Now, and it sets up the perfect defense because as we all know, it sets up the man-baby, racist, sexist, bigot defense that they use when people don't buy their garbage games. When people complain about their garbage games, when people complain about this type of stuff, they inject all that stuff in there just to defend it. We all know these people don't really believe in what they claim to believe in because there's racism in the very speeches they make about anti-racism, about diversity, inclusion, all that. There's racism in the very speeches they talk about where they claim to be about diversity and inclusion. As Jack said in his ending, for people that look like me, as if all black people look like all black people. Nobody talks like that in reality. Nobody talks like that. That's a cult mentality talk of Hollywood and corporations, these big corporations that like to start pandering. Nobody in reality talks like people that look like me because nobody that's not racist. Now, I've heard actual racists say that all Asians look the same, all blacks look the same. So when somebody says for people that look like me and they're referring to an entire race as if every member of that race looks the exact same, I call racism. That is, I'm getting off point here. So, where was I? The entire chronicle into the crypt, the tower mode, the gear pieces, and how the currency works in Mortal Kombat 11 was put through a deep dive grinder by word soup, man. Shakur, from over on Test Your Might on April 19th, 2019. Shakur goes through the painstaking detail of explaining how it all works. So the basic gist of it is just that every single customization piece you unlock in the game for each character has to be leveled up separately. So each milestone level, which requires a minimum of 25 fights for the first level to unlock, will allow you to fit with an augmentation. You then have to grind through the towers to acquire augments for each gear piece. But not every augment you acquire will be the right fit for the piece or character. So there's an RNG element to grinding through the tower mode to unlock augments and then leveling up the gear pieces in order to use the augments you unlock. Shakur explains, and again, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing this guy's name right, explains how it works in the video below. But that's not the bad part. You see, in order to access the augments from the tower mode, you have to unlock different towers for each character. So how do you unlock different towers in the tower mode? Well, the tutorial towers and time towers are free. The summon towers are accessed via a tower keys. Character towers are summoned in exchange for coins, but the higher level character towers will require specific conditions, such as 100,000 coins, 10 soul tokens, and thousands of pints of blood. Shakur explains in detail how the towers operate and how much grinding is required to unlock higher level towers. He outlines how much more grinding is required compared to the towers in Injustice 2. But wait, there's more. Shakur believes that you might be able to unlock tower keys through the crypt, so that seems cool, right? Just go into the crypt and get the tower keys, yeah? No. There are rooms in the crypt, and accessing rooms with chests require a certain amount of coins to open the chest. The chests give you random items, much like a loot box. The chests are very similar to the way the chests were set up in Mortal Kombat Armageddon story mode, but you can reset the chest in a room to acquire different rewards. While Netherrealm said the game didn't have dedicated loot boxes, the way chests work are practically identical to loot boxes, if not worse. What makes the chests so bad is that, according to Shakur, they give out a lot of useless items, with fatalities, brutalities being the rarest item you can acquire, so you're going to be compelled to keep resetting the chest in a room to get the items you want. Obviously, if you don't feel compelled to keep grinding for coins to open the chest, the next best solution is what? Pay for time crystals. This was something that Nerdek covered in a video over on YouTube. Oh god, it sounds like they really layered that maze, and they know what they're doing. It sounds like they know what they're doing, and they've got it figured out where they're gonna get money out of you without making it look like they made it absolutely necessary. But wait, there's more. Shakur, okay, I already covered that. So Shakur explains in his post that the crypt is packed with a lot of filler content to unlock, including crypt keys to open doors to access other rooms in the crypt, tower consumable to help aid you during the tower mode, forged recipes to craft crypt keys. God, there's just so much. There's just so much. Ray materials to craft crypt keys, concept art, new music, character renders, as well as some augments, and then details how players can get caught in a grind loop for coins in order to unlock chests in the crypt. Right? Jesus Christ, man, they really layered the hell out of this. So, is this why they're pandering? Because I know they're going to get backlash for this when people figure out how complicated and complex it is, and that most people... Look, most people don't have a lot of time. Some people have more money than time when it comes to work, and other people, like me, have to live paycheck to paycheck. So we don't really have a lot of time, or we don't really have a lot of money. And it sounds like this game's going to require a lot of time to really get good stuff for free. It sounds like, too, that a bunch of people that actually do have the money and means are just going to break down and pay for it, because this sounds like a nightmare. A complex, layered maze of a nightmare that's trying to hide the fact that it is loot boxes, that they're trying to get money out of you, that getting money out of you is what the end game really is. Getting more money out of you. So now you have chests that might cost you 14,000 coins to open, and yet only give you a bunch of consumables and tokens that you probably won't end up using, while I have not forged any crypt items using. Oh God, I get the sinking feeling that there are areas in the crypt that will only be accessed by using one of these items, blah blah blah. There's just so much here. A lot of the chests cost expensive. Clear out all 10 chests in a room for 20,000 coins. You could reset that entire room and open the chest for different rewards. Look, this was heavily criticized in a post over on Mortal Kombat League subreddit, where user, I can't even pronounce that, outlined and condensed all of Shakur's points down to a too long didn't read post. And Mortal Kombat 11 has a lot of artificial paywalls to set up in order to encourage gamers to either grind for the gear they want or pay real money for it. Many of the users over on Test Your Might forum are fine with it and don't mind paying $60 as an entry fee and then paying more money like some kind of software mortgage to unlock content. Okay, most content unlocking requires online connectivity. Any content left unlockable offline must then establish server connection. So in addition, I'm just getting to the end. This is very long-winded and very complicated. It points out a lot of flaws. And yeah, they are trying to get you for your money. So in addition to the always online element, the woke story elements, and the desexualized females, there's also a heavy grinding element to the game too. It's like a game combined the worst elements of loot box culture and SJW agenda pushing and combined them into one cursed product. Okay, so what I've said, you've heard what I've had to say, that they probably did all this pandering. They probably did all this stuff just so all these far left, there's an overwhelming number of far left media outlets that cover gaming and complain about white males and not having like all kinds of like sexual orientations in the games, even when it doesn't make sense. There's all kinds of crap like that. So they pander to these gaming outlets that aren't like One Angry Gamer. They pander to these outlets that there's an overwhelming amount of, and they'll give them positive reviews, make their game look good, and they'll use the defense system, the perfect defense system. If you don't like their game, you're a sexist man baby, an incel. You live in your mother's basement. You are sexist, racist, and that's why you don't like their game. It has nothing to do with, it has nothing to do with suspicious amount of grinding that leads to people breaking down and paying unimaginable amount of money just to get the stuff they want, because you've randomized these boxes and these rooms, and this is why they're pandering, people. It's not because anybody that preaches any of this nonsense actually believes in what they're saying. It's always a power move, a power play. They're trying to acquire some kind of power, whether that be financial means or some kind of political power or whatever it is. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're making a power play for, more money, more money. As much money as they can get out of people that want to play this game. I encourage you not to play this game. I'm not going to play this game. Screw this. Screw Mortal Kombat. Screw them, man. Screw him. Screw them. I see what they're doing here. I see it for what it is, and it's a god-awful nightmare. Anyways, comment down below. Let me tell me what you think of all this. Stay awesome. Rock on.